Hi, I'm Tyon,
I'm Bobby.
and this is Godfrey's Hope. Thank you so much for clicking on our video. Today we are starting our new series called Marriage Matters Mondays. And today's topic, we're going to be talking about how do you know if he or she is the one and if marriage is right for you. So Bobby's going to start us off with the scripture.
I'm going to be reading for you GWT, which is God Word Translation for Jeremiah 29:11. It says, I know the plans that I have for you, declared the Lord. They are plans for peace and not disaster, plans to give you a future filled with hope.
Yes, and sometimes we make our own decisions and we get into marriages that end up in disaster. So we wanted to do a video about that so that we can make sure that our marriages are filled with hope. So take it away.
Thanks for such a great introduction. When I think about the topic about marriage or how to know if he or she is the right one for you, the thought that comes to mind is the only way you would know if he or she is for you is to make sure that you are lined up with the will or in line with the will of God. The only way that you can identify him or her is if you're in a place where you actually can hear the voice of God. What do you think?
I agree.
So I was thinking before I married Tyon, which I thank God for many chances because he gave me so many chances to get it right. I would bring different young ladies over to my aunt and she would just tell you right off the bat, she not the one. She not it. And I was like, golly, you don't even get to know the girl. But it was something about her spirit that did not line up with the word of God concerning that person. And a lot of times when we're seeking for relationships, they make us feel good in the natural. And so therefore we pursue saying, oh, he the one, she the one. But some of the stuff that they're doing in the natural, they should have never been doing anyway because it doesn't line up with the will of God. So sometimes we're focusing trying to make a relationship work that God never designed for you because his relationship that he has for you will always fall apiece.
Fall apiece? Fall apart?
No, if God designed it for you, it's going to be a peaceful relationship.
Oh, fall in peace. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does that mean? So a lot of times people get married because of physical things like, oh, he's cute, oh, he has money, oh, he does this or she does this, she's Fortune 500 CEO. You know, a lot of things that at the end of the day don't matter because the same way that somebody's cute, they can end up being not cute. The same way they're rich today, they could be poor tomorrow. The same way that they're a CEO today, they could be laid off tomorrow. So a lot of times, you know, people pick their life partner based off of things that can change, you know, as opposed to things that are things of substance.
Agreed.
So that's one thing that you might want to, you know, check yourself at the door. If that was the first thing you noticed about them, that's great. But you also want to get to know the person that's on the inside as well.
Agreed. I think one of the most important things about moving into marriage is really learning how to effectively date yourself. Because a lot of times we're wanting to bring somebody into a relationship when we really haven't mastered how to love ourselves.
That's right, because I know when we first got together, I didn't mind going to the movies by myself. Like, I don't mind going to eat by myself. I don't mind doing anything by myself. So it's not like I was looking for somebody to go do these things with me because I didn't mind going to do it by myself.
Which made relationship easy for you, or the transition easy for you.
Right, and to this day, I can still go do those things by myself and be okay.
Agreed.
Like, I don't have to have you to make, you know, to go to the movies to make me feel some type of way. I can just go. But I don't, because he be hating.
No,
They trying to
we
block
we
my
don't go
shine.
separately because the Bible teaches don't let your good be evil spoken of. And as much as we like each other, we understand that there is somebody out there that don't like us together. And so all they need is that one opportunity. Oh, I saw her at the movies and she was with another man. Now remind you, the seats are assigned at the movies we go to. So it can very well be another man sitting there, and it can be the other way around. And so we just don't give a lot of space for the enemy. Not that she can't do it, because I'm okay with that, but we just try to live that life where we can really be examples.
Yep.
So one of the things I want to address in this video is if you hear people saying that they're getting married because it's better to marry than to burn, you're not ready. Why they not ready?
They're not ready because, like I just said, they're getting married for some physical, to fill a physical void that they have, you know. They rather get married so they can have sex, and at the end of the day, that's not the whole picture of marriage. It's just like a slice of the pie.
Sure. And expectations change all the time. So if you're hearing that in your heart and in your mind, I think you need to sit down and date yourself. Because what happened is you will find yourself in a situation where if that other person can't put that fire out, you're gonna keep burning.
Clearly.
So I think we said it best earlier. Me and her was talking. There's a reason why they have red lights.
Yeah, because if you run the red light, there's always a risk that you get hit or
Sure.
someone else gets hit, that someone might end up dead in the process. And you know, it can ruin lives, not just one, but it can ruin a lot of lives in the process.
Absolutely.
Which is just like when you get married, you know, in the event that you get a divorce, you're not just ruining your life, you're ruining the lives of everybody involved. Well, you're not ruining it, but you're affecting the lives of, you know, everybody involved.
Well, I agree with you, honey, because I think we have to understand that our choices don't just affect us,
Right.
but them that are around us.
Right, but it doesn't necessarily
But it don't
ruin
mean it ruins
affects
their
it.
right. It
you
just it plays a major role.
know. Yeah.
So I think before you seek I do and I will, I think you must understand where you are in life. I think you must line up with the will of God. And it's okay to wait. I don't know why we're living in a generation where we want that microwave husband or that microwave wife or that McDonald's wife or that McDonald's husband. It's okay to wait. It's not a bad thing. The scripture speaks of they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. In other words, you're going to come out of it better than what you did before you went into it. I waited with some tears. I waited with some hurt and some pains, but it was when God came in and was able to heal my heart for me to be able to see clearly that she was actually the one for me. So it's okay to wait. If I can't tell you anything else, or you can't take anything away from this video, know that it's okay to wait. If you're not hearing it in your spirit and God haven't put his stamp of approval on it, wait. It is okay to wait.
What about for the people that didn't wait, that's already married?
I believe them that are already married and they realize that they have made a mistake. It does not mean that God can get the glory out of your relationship. It's going to take that much more work and sacrifice to get to a place called destiny. I do believe that God can minister to the heart of an individual who know that they hopped on the train that they should have not hopped on. So my prayer is first acknowledge where you are. I think a lot of marriage is ruined because we say we okay when we really not okay. A lot of people know you're not the one. Me and Ty laugh all the time. We could be driving down the road and we'll go into a praise. And sometimes I leave her behind and I say, well, what happened? but the point is, we can do it together because we're on the same page. Or she'll start singing a song and she'll be like, oh, I don't know those words, but I can finish the words, because how can two walk together except they agree? So I think you have to be honest and acknowledge where you are. It's okay if you're having a bad day, and it's okay if you know you married the wrong person. You can't tell the world you married to the wrong person, but you can see God's face, and He will reveal to you on the steps to take. God have just really gifted me. I can tell off the bat if that person is really not the person for that other person. I think one of the biggest mistakes I did in the beginning of our ministry was I was so excited to be a leader and so excited to be a pastor that I was just marrying people because they was asking me to marry them. And I'm okay with that because God have changed my heart now. I think counseling is important. You need to know about the other person, because if you don't deal with the shame now, you will deal with the shame later.
And it might be even worse later.
Absolutely,
than it would be
absolutely.
now, because you have years of stuff piled up later than as opposed to a couple of years of dating and whatever, and that little shame as opposed to being married for 10 years and then I don't know.
It's almost like people be so in love on Facebook.
Ooch.
And then the next thing you know, there's no trace of the guy, or no trace of the female. It's like, what happened?
Just stop.
At the end of the day, love is not something you have to prove. I don't have to put it on Facebook. Not that we don't. I don't have to put it on, write it on the back of the windshield. I don't have to make it known, because love, it just shines all by itself. Even with my Father in heaven, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. Love really don't need a picture. It shows all by itself, basically.
And so I want to. Are we at the closing or not?
Evidently we are.
Well, I don't know if this is a closing statement, but you said that counseling is good, but whether you go to counseling with a pastor or a licensed counselor or a psychiatrist, a psychologist, because hopefully you don't need a psychiatrist. That's
right.
A whole another
Some
thing.
need that too.
Well, yeah, some do need a psychiatrist because you might need you a prescription. Right. But whether you go to your pastor or minister for counseling or a psychologist, just make sure that you get that taken care of. Some people want spiritual guidance, some want
professional.
Yeah, professional.
I think you can do them both. I don't think you can ever have too much counseling. I think professional help is important, and I also think spiritual guidance is important, because what you'll find out in spiritual guidance is if that person is really spiritual. Because again, how can two walk together except they agree? It's no other way around it. We've played and tiptoed in the devil's garden long enough. It is what it is, and what really matters will not change, because marriage is a part of God's heartbeat. So in our conclusion,
we hope that you have heard what we had to say, and you can apply this to your own relationship, whether you're dating, not dating, or married already, engaged, whatever step you may be in the process to get into marriage. And you can apply it to your life, and hopefully it'll touch you. Hopefully now you can identify if the person that you're with is for you or not, or the person that you're already with, if you need to go to counseling or do whatever steps you need to make sure that you live a happy and hopeful and prosperous life. So hopefully you heard something that will help you, and I look forward to seeing you guys in our next Marriage Matters Monday video. So have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. So we're back, and Bobby had another point, so bloop.
So I wanted to kind of give you guys a tool to be successful in your approach to marriage or your relationship. The scriptures teach of writing the vision and making it plain. I think you have to have an idea of what you want and where you're going in order for God to bless what you're endeavoring to do. So I think what's important is get you a tablet, a piece of paper, the old paper towel box, whatever, napkins from Shipley's, wherever you may be, and jot down some things that you want, and not just physical, but how do you want him to stimulate you, your intellect, what he should look like, how he loved God, those type of things. Write them down, and then allow God to manifest what you're looking for. So in other words, write your vision down. We want a particular house. We're writing it down. There's a particular way we want the windows to look. There's a particular way we want the garage to sit. So we're writing it down. In relationships, in order for the enemy not to trick you, sometimes you have to write it down. Because when it show up, you can be like, nah, that wasn't number 5. No, that's not number 2. So you can be able to do the right thing every time and expect God to bless your vision.
Yeah, write the vision, make it plain. Y'all have a good day.